YouTube, hey, what's going on? Kai here checking in with another video. Hey, today we got Stockton versus EBK. Let's go on and get into this.
Welcome back, brothers. On this video, we are going to talk about the war between Stockton and the EBK. If you're not from Northern California, you may not be familiar with Stockton. It's about an hour east of the Bay Area and about 30 minutes south of Sacramento. There's absolutely no reason to go to Stockton. In fact, the phrase "let's go to Stockton today" is a sentence that nobody has ever said. There's nothing to do in Stockton. Seriously, nothing. It's hot, dry, and dangerous. Stockton is the last place that bay waters flow to, so it became a port city. It's surrounded by farms, so the city grew because ships would come pick up the produce and bring it down the river to the Bay Area. However, times have changed. Humans have evolved, and Stockton doesn't really have an industry anymore. In fact, it's the largest city in American history to file for bankruptcy protection. So,
That's
if you're ever in Northern
crazy.
California, stay away from Stockton. There's nothing there for you. In 2012, Stockton, California filed for bankruptcy, becoming the largest city in American history.
2012, 10 years ago? That's crazy.
To do so. The city was unable to pay its employees or its creditors, and its economy was in shambles.
Oh, yeah.
Stockton also has the highest foreclosure rate in the United States. This means that many people in the city have lost their homes and are struggling to make ends meet. If you come
Hey, it's time to get out of there. When they come down to a situation like that, I mean, California just in general, like, super expensive. Like, it's time to get up out of there. If it comes to a situation like that, like, bro, get up and go.
home from work to find your house burglarized, there's a good chance that you won't get a uniformed officer to respond to your call. The police department is understaffed and underfunded, and they simply can't respond to every call. The people of Stockton are struggling. More and more people are showing up for food giveaway programs and free meals. The economy has been bad for a while now, and there's no end in sight. Stockton is one of the fastest growing cities in the country, and its growth is largely due to gentrification in the Bay Area. As the Bay Area has become more expensive, lower income families have been pushed out to Stockton. This has led to a clash of cultures as people from different neighborhoods and backgrounds come together in Stockton. In the Bay Area, people tend to associate with others from their own neighborhood. However, in Stockton, it's more about who you roll with, regardless of where you're from. This is because Stockton has a long history of gang violence, and people have learned to protect themselves by aligning themselves with a group. This makes Stockton a city of contrasts. On the one hand, it's a city with a rich history and culture. On the other hand, it's a city with a high crime rate and a reputation for violence. This juxtaposition of cultures is what makes Stockton such a fascinating place. EBK Hot Boys is a rap and street group that is centered in Southeast Stockton, California. The group's name stands for Everybody Killers. Although they claim to just be a rap group, Stockton PD classified EBK as a gang in 2018. The group also calls themselves 2100 or Nightingale. EBK Hot Boys have quickly become one of the most active groups in the 209, the area code for Stockton and surrounding areas. They have released several popular songs, and their videos have been viewed millions of times on YouTube. EBK Young Jock and EBK Jabo are two of the most popular rappers in the EBK Hot Boys group. Jock is from California, but his exact hometown is unknown. He has said that he grew up with both parents in the home, but when his brother tragically passed away, he turned to the streets. He spent a good amount of time in juvenile before getting out and starting to rap. Jabo is the youngest member of the group. He is from Nightingale, California, and he also grew up with both parents. However, he turned to the streets when tragedy hit his family. In January 2015, when Jabo was only 10 years old, he and his siblings were playing at the park when two teenagers.
2015? He was 10?
When Jabo was only 10 years old, he and his siblings were. In January 2015, when Jabo was only 10 years old, He and his siblings were playing at the park when two teenagers, Lester Hands and Teddy Mahan, robbed them. The teens were on a weekend pass out of juvenile hall when they decided to do this. Later that day, J-Bo's father, Rory, went to confront the teens who had just stolen from his children. That's when Lester Hands pulled out a gun and killed Rory. J-Bo was devastated by his father's death, and he turned to the streets for revenge.
Nah, ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't know. Maybe because I think, like, I don't put nothing beside nobody. Sorry, this has to be like that, but I'm confronting, man, with dog out. I'm confronting with dog out. Y'all just play with my kids. Man, I'm confronting with dog out. Hey, what's, come on, bruh. What that at? Oh, man, what that at? Y'all move wrong. Y'all say anything stupid.
He eventually joined the EBK Hot Boys, and he has been rapping about his experiences ever since. Both Jock and J-Bo are talented rappers, and they have both experienced a lot of tragedy in their lives. Their music is raw and honest, and it speaks to the struggles of living in a rough neighborhood. They are sure to continue to be successful in the music industry, and their stories are an inspiration to others who have been through similar experiences. J-Bo's father was a well-liked and respected man. He was also a great father to J-Bo and his siblings. When J-Bo's father was killed, it was a devastating tragedy for the family. J-Bo was only 10 years old at the time, and he turned to the streets for revenge. He spent the next few years in juvenile hall, but he eventually found his way back to music. In 2018, when J-Bo was only 15 years old, he released his hit song Dun Dada. The song was a success, and it helped to launch J-Bo's career. He has since released several other songs, and he is quickly becoming one of the most popular rappers in the EBK Hot Boys group. Stockton is a city with a long history of gang violence. It is one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, and it is home to over 70 gangs. Two of the most notorious gangs in Stockton are 44G and NGTC. 44G operates out of the apartment complexes on 4400 Townhome Drive, and NGTC is known for its members' violent tendencies. In recent years, the Stockton Police Department has made a concerted effort to dismantle these gangs. In 2014, they conducted a raid that
Some days your run becomes a race. We get it.
resulted in the arrest of 23 people and the seizure of drugs, weapons, and cash.
Rico.
The police department's efforts have had a significant impact on gang violence in Stockton. The number of shootings and homicides has decreased, and the streets are safer for everyone. However, there is still more work to be done. Gang violence is a complex problem, and there is no easy solution. However, the Stockton Police Department is committed to making the city a safer place for everyone. Some rappers lie about their pasts, but EBK is different. They rap about the real-life violence that they have experienced. For example, in 2019, they went on a mission to eliminate their rivals in North Stockton. On May 1st, 2019, EBK members drove to their rivals' territory and killed 34-year-old Ronald Celestine. 4 days later, Ronald's family held a candlelight vigil in the same area where he was killed. EBK members returned to the area and opened fire, hitting 5 people. Ronald's cousin, Benny Lott, was killed in the shooting. 2 days later, EBK members returned to North Stockton and shot 2 more rivals. Both men survived.
Oh, they over there spanking stuff.
EBK's violent history is well documented. They have been accused of murder, attempted murder, and assault. In 2018, they were classified as a gang by the Stockton Police Department. EBK's popularity grew rapidly, but the group soon began to experience internal conflicts. Young Jock's older brother, Harry B., was arrested for selling drugs and made statements that eventually led to the indictment of EBK J-Bo's cousin. This caused a rift in the group as young Jock continued to support his brother even though he had been arrested. J-Bo was not happy about this, and he expressed his anger in his music. The conflict between Young Jock and J-Bo was further exacerbated by a disagreement over the meaning of the acronym EBK. Young Jock said that it stood for Every Brother Counts, while J-Bo said that it meant Everybody Killers. This disagreement led to a public feud between the two rappers and their respective supporters. In addition to their internal conflicts, EBK also faced problems with their rivals. In 2020, the North Stockton rivals dissed Young Jock and Slowby in a song. Young Slowby is another talented rapper from Nightingale. He also spent some time growing up in San Diego. Slowby is known for his smooth flow and his catchy lyrics. He is quickly gaining a following, and he is sure to be a star in the making. J-Bo and Young Slowby are just two of the many talented rappers from Nightingale. These young men are using their music to speak out about their experiences, and they are inspiring others to follow their dreams. I am excited to see what the future holds for these talented artists. The song accused them of being cowards and of hanging out with a snitch. In response, J-Bo's cousin went to their block to show that he wasn't scared of them. The internal and external conflicts that EBK faced have made it difficult for them to maintain their momentum. However, they still have the potential to be successful in the rap scene. If they can resolve their differences and focus on their music, they could be one of the biggest rap groups in the world.
Hey, see you on the next video.